Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
Good morning, I'm Caroline Doyle, and these are your 10:30 BCIT news headlines. A Canadian citizen has died in Iran. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Nunn said in an online post that the Canadian died at the hands of Iranian authorities as anti-government protests continue across the Middle Eastern country. Details about the individual haven't been released yet. Activists who rely on supports in Iran to cross-check information say the 2-week crackdown on demonstrators has killed over 2,600 people. Canada has called for an immediate end to the violence. And some Canadians are rethinking plans to visit parts of the Caribbean in the wake of military action and threats from the United States. Michelle Zadikian from the Canadian Press has more on which countries travelers may be avoiding.
Travel agencies say some clients are avoiding Aruba or Curacao, which sit off the coast of Venezuela, where the U.S. launched a strike and captured its president about 2 weeks ago. Flight Centre Travel Group Canada says vacationers are changing their bookings from those locations, and Cuba, which the U.S. president has also threatened, to countries like Jamaica and the Dominican Republic. Other travelers have delayed or canceled their Caribbean trips. Air Canada has issued a temporary travel advisory for Venezuela and the surrounding regions, but WestJet, Air Transat, and Porter Airlines say it's business as usual. Michelle Zadikian, the Canadian Press.
And Prime Minister Mark Carney and several cabinet ministers are in China in an effort to renew Ottawa's relationship with the second largest economy. Energy Minister Tim Hodgson says he has signed a memorandum of understanding in Beijing that would lead to more Canadian wood being used in Chinese construction. He says this is just the beginning.
This is not a one and done. We will be back here more, looking for more ways to get Canadian products into this country so more Canadians have good paying jobs.
Hodgson also said that he heard in his meetings with Chinese officials there's appetite for more Canadian energy products as the country seeks non-U.S. trade. And the Trump administration holds its position on Greenland. Danish foreign minister told White House officials that they are already shoring up security. Here's an update from ABC's Rachel Scott.
The country now taking preventative measures to deter the U.S. from acting, expanding its military presence on the island and asking other NATO allies to help. Overnight, a Danish plane arriving on the island for a military exercise. Here at home, there is little to no support for using America's military to take Greenland. A new poll shows 86%, including nearly 70% of Republicans, oppose doing so.
Other nations, Sweden and France, are now helping Greenland due to President Trump's threat to take it over by military force. And an astronaut has returned to Earth with 3 others today, ending their trip to space a month early. NASA's new administrator, Jared Isaacman, says crew members who return from the International Space Station for a medical evacuation are doing well.
They're safe. They're in good spirits. They're going through the standard post-splashdown medical checks. I believe the helicopter, if it hasn't left the recovery ship, it's imminent to do so. And they're all going to the hospital as we had determined days ago as the proper thing to do under the circumstances. But as I mentioned, the crew member in question specifically is doing fine.
SpaceX guided the capsule to a middle-of-the-night splashdown in the Pacific near San Diego. NASA has stressed repeatedly that this was not an emergency and that an astronaut fell sick or was injured on January 7th. This was the first time NASA cut short a space flight for medical reasons. And today is Black Excellence Day, a day to recognize the ongoing civil rights struggle of Black and racialized Canadians and their fight for mandatory curriculum on Black history. BC's Premier DVD made official statements saying it's an opportunity for all of us to learn more about Black role models in our shared history. EB also said that it's a timely moment to acknowledge those working toward making our province more inclusive to the benefit of us all. And for weather today in Burnaby, it's 7 degrees and sunny. Some fog may be holding over, but it should clear out and it may carry on into the weekend. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Caroline Doyle. We'll see you back at 12:30 for more news.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
It's your career, your vision, your goal. Navigate it your way. Flexible learning is designed for you. Learn a new skill or earn a degree at your own pace. BCIT, flexible learning for a complex world.